Shua Tov, everyone. Welcome to video number 100 in our TillesTells Stories for Saturday night group. I compiled and adapted this story from three sources: a treasury of Hasidic tales, the days of Chabad, and an article on Lubavitch.com. I titled it "The Land of the Living." Rabbi Eliyahu-Yosef of Drivin was one of the elder disciples of Rabbi Dovber of Lubavitch, known as the Mittler Rebbe, and after his passing in 1827 of his son-in-law and successor, Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson, the Tzemach Tzedek. Both leaders used to send students to learn Hasidic philosophy directly from his mouth. On one occasion, the Tzemach Tzedek was heard to remark, "I have 2.5 genuine Hasidim, one of them being Rabbi Eliyahu-Yosef." He was also a prodigious scholar of Talmud and Jewish law. After serving as the rabbi of Drivin before moving to Jerusalem, he became the chief rabbi of Polotsk, a Jewish metropolis at the time, and a respected elder and teacher of the Hasidic community there. But after 7 years, he became dangerously ill, and his doctors despaired of saving his life. But then Rabbi Eliyahu-Yosef had a brilliant insight. It so happened that the disease from which he suffered was the subject of a dispute of a conflict of opinion in the Shulchan Aruch, the Code of Jewish Law, by the way, written here in Tzfat, by Rabbi Yosef Cairo. If an animal were to contract this disease, Rabbi Cairo writes it is still suitable for kosher slaughtering because the disease is non-fatal. While Rabbi Moshe Isserles, the Ramah, rules that even after kosher slaughtering, the animal is treif, and must be discarded because the disease is fatal, and it's as if it was dead even before the slaughtering. Rabbi Eliyahu-Yosef concluded, "I know what I should do. I will leave Europe, which is under the legal authority of the Ramah, and go settle in Eretz Israel, where Rabbi Yosef Cairo, from his time onward, 450 years ago, is the accepted ruling legal authority for that region. Therefore, my case will be settled in accordance with his view." He went first to consult with his Rebbe, the Tzemach Tzedek, who approved the plan and gave his blessing for the move. Rabbi Eliyahu-Yosef then set out at once for the Holy Land in 1847 and settled in Jerusalem. He was entrusted by the Tzemach Tzedek to be the head of a group assigned to build a Chabad synagogue in the old cities. The first step involved raising funds from wealthy diaspora philanthropists, such as Sir Moses Montefiore in England and Elias David Sasson in Bombay. Land was purchased in 1850, and the construction of what became the famous Tzemach Tzedek Shul of Old City Jerusalem was completed in 1856. His plan worked. After 18 years of extended life in Jerusalem, Rabbi Eliyahu-Yosef of Drivin passed away in 1865, on the 12th of Tammuz, it so happened, exactly 3 months after his beloved Rebbe, the Tzemach Tzedek. For your information, and especially for my fellow residents of Tzfat, I'd like to add about the Tzemach Tzedek Synagogue in Tzfat. It was commissioned by the Rebbe, the Tzemach Tzedek, around the same time as the one in Jerusalem. However, it was completed a few years earlier. The Tzemach Tzedek himself provided the funds for purchase of a plot of land on the eastern side of the Jewish quarter, and the Chabad Hasidim that lived in Tzfat at the time finished its construction in 1853. In recent years, the shul has undergone a large-scale renovation and modernization.